You're looking down, Thomas. What's the matter? It's my coaches, Andy and Clarabel. Usually they're these peppery, vibrant, and chatterboxes, and lately they just seem kinda depressed. And I can't figure out what's wrong. They won't tell me. Well, don't let them beat you, Thomas. I'm sure it's nothing you had done. Just then the signal turned to clear. Neville whistled goodbye to Thomas, and then set off with his goods train. The next thing Thomas met up was Toby. He was refilling at the water tower. Hello, Thomas, said Toby. Why are you so blue? Thomas explained about Annie and Clarabel. Said Toby thoughtfully. I know. I'll ask Henrietta if she knows what's wrong. Those coaches tell each other everything, you know. Oh, thank you, Toby, said Thomas. It would be so nice if I can figure out what's wrong and try to help Annie and Clarabel be happier. And Thomas felt much better after that. Later that day, Thomas brought in the goods train to the yards and met up with Ryan from the Harwick branch line. Hello, Thomas. Haven't seen you in a while. How are things? Quiet, said Thomas. Oh, I understand, said Ryan. It's been very quiet and not much trains have been running down the Harwick line, but I still managed to keep myself really useful. As they were chatting, Toby arrived at the yards. I'd just spoken to Henrietta, Thomas, said Toby. She said that Annie and Clarabel are jealous of you because you got to go all over the island, and they need a change in view, and they're bored with your branch line. Thomas frowned. Thank you, Toby. Well, at least now I know what the problem is, but I have no idea how to fix it. Maybe you can take your coaches to get a new coat of paint at Crowton's Gate, suggested Ryan. Don't they like that? Thomas thought that was a splendid idea. So Thomas's driver went to see the Fat Controller, who agreed to make the necessary arrangements. The next day, Thomas brought Annie and Clarabel to Crowton's Gate. Although he knew he wasn't going directly to the root of the problem that was depressing Annie and Clarabel, Thomas thought that Ryan's advice was good, and it was worth a try. But as he approached Kildare Station, he noticed a commotion, and there was Dan from the Peel Godric branch line. Hello, Dan. Long time no see. What's the matter? He asked. I have not have enough coaches for my run to Peel Godric. There are too many passengers and they're growing impatient. I don't know what am I going to do. Suddenly an idea struck Thomas. Are you going journey down Peel Godric? Yes, of course, said Dan. Why? You can't take my coaches, said Thomas. Just remember to bring them back later. I will certainly do that as long as I can stop these passengers from grumbling. It is driving my ears crazy. Although Thomas couldn't see them, Annie and Clarabel's faces had brightened up quite a bit at the news they were going to visit a different part of the island. A few minutes later, Thomas was uncoupled from the coaches, and then Dan backed down onto them. The two coaches were just enough to accommodate the remaining passengers. When all the passengers had boarded, and the guard had blown his whistle and waved his green flag, Dan set off. Thank you, Thomas. No problem, Dan. Annie and Clarabel chorused, Thank you, Thomas. Thomas smiled, knowing that he had made his coaches happy again. That evening, Thomas and his friends were resting in the yard when Hero puffed up with Annie and Clarabel. I was taking a train back to Sodor and making a stopover at Kildare. And then Dan, kinda told me to give you Annie and Clarabel. Not sure why he had them, but here you go. And with that, Hero was off. Thomas smiled. Well, he said, did you enjoy your journey down the Peel Godric branch line? Oh yes, said Clarabel. It is lovely to see the beautiful sights of the branch line. And all the engines down there are very nice, said Annie. Thank you very much, Thomas, said Clarabel. Well, said Thomas, I'm glad you enjoyed yourselves, although I'm not the only one you had to thank. Thomas told them everything that had happened in the past day, and Annie and Clarabel thanked Toby and resolved to do the same for Henrietta and Ryan the next time they saw them.